There is so many noise right now in the stock market. And if you look on YouTube, it's like everywhere. A lot of people talk about stock, right? The question in here is, how do you know who is the right genius investor that you should listen to, or who is the fake stock guru that you should avoid? So in this video, I want you to be the decision. I want to share with you my thought of how I filter out who is the fake stock guru that I should avoid and who is the one that I should listen to and learn from it. All right, come over here. So in this section right here, in this left-hand side category, I put fake stock guru and compared to the genius investor on the right-hand side. So if you listen to the fake stock guru, normally what they do is they give you general advice. Like, you know, the advice like seems so legit, but basically it's like more like a book advice, right? General. It's like if you are an entrepreneur and you can tell, like, when you listen to somebody talk about of how to sell a product or service, you can tell this person, they just talk based on book and based on all the YouTube videos, but they don't really have the real life, real deal experience. So that's what I mean. So they give you book advice, and maybe this person, they don't barely invest their own money into the stock market. They invest only a little bit and they crank out videos, right? And they don't really believe to the company. So they just talk about one day, they talk about one company, the next day they talk about another company, and finally they talk about over 100 of company just to build a YouTube channel, for example, okay? And this is just my take though. And when they give investment advice, or like when they give tip, their advice is really broad. It's not strategic. But if you look at the genius investor, the real deal investor, here's what you should pay attention to. Most of the advice is very real, like real deal, experience, actionable content, and very strategic advice. And a lot of time they can say that because they use their own money. They use their own money and they test out of what works and what doesn't work, and they share with you the failure, the lesson to you. And you could feel it deep inside, like, damn, this guy, he know what he's talking about. I remember the first time I land onto the YouTube channel when I first learned about investing, right? And I see a lot of YouTube channel of different people. They talk about diversify and they talk about many different companies. And finally, I landed into one channel. It's called from Genius Chicken Singapore. And honestly, I learned a lot from this guy. This guy is a real deal. He knows exactly what he's talking about. And I learned many things from him. And I know this guy, he's the real deal investor, right? But some other YouTube channel, you can tell they are really immature. They don't know what they're talking about. And they just give very broad advice, not actionable content. So Genius Chicken Singapore is a good guy, and I think he know what he's talking about. So they give test with their own money advice, or they probably invest into the stock a lot of money of their own. One of the reasons I know that Genius Chicken Singapore, he know what he's talking about, because this dude right here, he keep talking about Tesla, and he very focused into Tesla, and he studied everything about Tesla. This dude is the real deal. Wow, many other YouTubers, they keep cranking out content of many different stock one day, another day is penny stock. Too many stock, like over 100 stock, is overwhelming. So you can tell who is the real deal based on their money test advice. They invest heavy into that stock after research, and they give actionable content. Very important. Now, the fake stock guru, this is what they do. Everybody can make money when the stock go up. So everyone is a genius investor when the market is going up. But the thing in here is when the stock market going down, when the market is collapsed, when the market is pulled back, or even the market is crashed, the fake stock guru, they don't prepare. They don't prepare for the stock market crash. They don't know what to do in the market pullback. They get panicked, guy, right? So, but the experience, the real deal investor, they make money when the market up, but when the market is going down, it's crash or it's pullback, they also have a backup plan or they probably gonna buy more into the stock at the right time based on the company that they believe in too, okay? Because they know what they're doing, okay? So those are the big difference. Now, the fake stock guru is the one they are not original, okay? I'm not gonna create this video to bash about anybody. This is me sharing my personal opinion, okay? The fake stock guru, they copy other people, they're not original. A lot of time they go to a different channel, they look at other people's content and they copy exactly the same thing. I am not talking about copy people, but if you look at the real deal genius investor, they may go into different channel to research, but the thing is they created their own original content, okay? So the real deal investor, what they do is they think very creative. They look at other people as a standard and they crank out their own content and very creative with their own spin, with their own thought, and it's very, very original. So if you look at all the content right here, right? All this content right here, I don't copy off from anyone. I basically take everything that I learned from many different investors and I crank out my own content and I say everything that I want to say. And this is very original, right? So like I say, those are the real deal genius investor. And now, the last thing I want to say is the fake stock guru, most of the thinking that they have is very ordinary thinking, okay? And their approach is very regular. It's like they watch different YouTube channel or they invest with their own money and they think very general, okay? And everyone can give general advice. But if you look at the real and genius investor, a lot of time their action, the way they think, the way they do, the approach is a lot of time it's very creative and totally different. So for example, if you take a look at some of my videos, right? Do you ever see anyone, let's say, going to the gym, work out, gain in the gym, but gain with the investment? Like I pump out content in the gym. You barely see anyone doing that, right? And I know some people, they may criticize me, hey, why did you go to the gym and you start to create a content? But that's what make me who I am. That's what make me original, because I'm go outside of the box to create a video in the gym, right? And who was thinking about doing a Dogecoin video and talking about McDonald's and Coca-Cola and incorporate all those kind of things into Dogecoin? You see what I mean? So if you want to be the real deal investor or practice to be the real deal investor or on the journey to become the real deal investor, this is me. I'm on the journey to become the real deal investor, the genius investor, right? Because I studied from the genius like Chamath, Cathie Wood, Warren Buffett, Bill Ackman, because I respect those people. I love those people, I want to study from the best of the best. And that's what I want to study. What is the way they think? What is their action, And what is the mistake that they make? What can I learn from it, right? So like I say, guys, if you want to be the genius investor, your thinking has to be different. You have to have approach that very unique, okay? And everything had to be original. It's come from you. You can learn from others, but be yourself, be original, be creative. All right, guys? So if you understand this key point, you can determine who is the real deal and who is not. And last, very, very important is normally the fake stock guru, they barely put that much amount of money in their portfolio. So they just talk, but they barely really invest. But the real deal investor, they study the company really hard. They are like a sniper. They study this company really hard. They do all the type of research. And they believe into this company, and they pound their money into those company, and they stick through the hard time. And when the company going down, they pound more into those company because they know the company will rise. Okay, so hope you guys enjoy these videos, and if you enjoy the video, give me a thumb up, like, share the videos as well, and make sure you subscribe, and always invest like a genius.